Bermuda is another world.
There was a time back in Bermuda's heyday as the jewel in the crown of tourism when Bermudians dominated on the front line of our hospitality industry. Those days have come and gone, with a host of opinions on why things turned out that way. But with the big push these days to get Bermudians back in the business, we asked 3 young Bermudians who work in the industry what is a livable wage and why they think Bermudians are not flocking back to the industry.
I'm not seeing so many people my age or even my ethnicity within the hospitality industry anymore. I'm seeing more or less expatriate workers, and that kind of throws me off when I look around. When I see the people that's actually talking to the guests, they're not Bermudian. When I see the people that's actually dealing in the area where you deal the most with the guests, you don't see Bermudians. When I first came in, almost 15 years ago, hospitality was almost all Bermudians. From what I see now, my whole expectations drop looking at the hospitality industry. I left it for a couple of years and I started to move on to other things or whatnot. And getting back in, looking at it now, it looks like it could be promising, it looks like it could turn around, but not if we keep this rule where we have to have expatriate workers here in order for us to survive. I think that in itself and what they want to pay you in the hospitality industry compared to days going by. When I was 18, I was coming out of the hotel $2,000 a week. Now I'm turning around and I'm looking at checks that could never sustain you, pay a rent or be able to move on in life or have some type of creature comfort, So when I look at it like that, I look at it as a jury or sad state.
So how do you think it affects tourism when it used to be a purely Bermudian industry? They're not really getting the Bermuda experience, are they?
No, it's not actually a Bermuda experience anymore. What it is, I guess when they see it, they're looking at it as just as purely a service industry. They're not seeing the Bermudian hospitality anymore because you don't have many Bermudians there anymore. So you don't get that sense of Bermudian lifestyle or who Bermudians actually are anymore. You get to see these people that's coming to your table and can't even pronounce what's on the menu half the time. Let alone ask them where's a good place to have something to eat, because if they turn around and say, hey, what about this place? They don't know where that place is. Or where's a good place for sightseeing? They couldn't tell you where Spittle Point is. They couldn't tell you, where Somerset Bridge is. So you don't get that Bermudian type thing anymore. You get a totally different thing. Somebody that's just good, came to good to work and just work. That's all they do. They can't give you a sense of who we are as a people. They don't give you that warm, loving environment which I saw coming up as a Bermudian.
Those days are gone, eh?
I believe they're going. Hopefully they could come back. I know the people within my generation, we tried, but hey, it's one of this types of situation.
My name is Marvin Birchall. I'm 30 years old, and I'm a bartender at Cafe Lido at Elbow Beach Hotel.
How long you been in hospitality?
Been in hospitality for 10 years now. 10 years.
What's the changes you've seen over the last decade?
Changes I've seen, that I always look to is the amount of people that come to Bermuda, especially this year, 2014. I thought maybe because Mandarin Oriental left the hotel, so I said, okay, this might be a little off year, but then I came to recognize that it's not just us. It was a collective thing in hospitality. Barring the cruise ships, the flights coming in wasn't as full as they normally are, So I said, well, what's going on? Maybe we have to do things different. And I had the pleasure of being at a banquet where the CEO, Mr. Henberg, I believe, he attended and it was basically letting everybody, all the concierge services and hotels that have concierge services, all those people attended, and the people that run St. George's, Hamilton, Somerset, and Dockyard, they all presented their activities or whatever they're doing from November to March, the shoulder season is what they call it now. And to tell you the truth, it was very enlightening, like to understand and know what's going on in this country, because we always feel like it's nothing to do in Bermuda, right? So it was very, very, very enlightening. Like, I encourage people to check it out, actually.
You've seen a lot of Bermudians get out of hospitality. Is it strictly because of the money?
I would feel like that has a major role in it, if not the most important role in it. Especially, like, that's why my gripe is everybody wants to be a bartender. Because I know bartenders straight up off the bat, they're going to make a certain amount of money, plus the gratuity and tips. So they say, yeah, I can sustain a lifestyle off of that. However, if you talk about becoming a waiter and trying to work your way up the ranks to become a maitre d', that takes time. You have to acquire knowledge and skill, and everybody wants it right now. But even just being a waiter, I mean, if you're getting $4, $5, $6 an hour in 2015, because 14 is done, in 2015, bread's $4.75. I love raisin bread.
That's $6.75.
Yeah, yeah. And if you like multigrain, it's more. So you know what I mean. You can't really, like my peer said, you can't sustain a lifestyle paying bills or paying utilities, rent, and then having a little expenditure just to do whatever you want to make yourself feel comfortable. So, I feel like that is the main thing. Like, they need to bring things up to the standard of our lifestyle nowadays. Like $6 is not enough, maybe 10. It's not a lot, but it's much more and it's better. It's sustainable, but the owners have to come aboard, and I don't see that happening, because they're cultured for $5 an hour for a waiter, and they can do it, and they can get away with it. It's the same thing as the McDonald's employees or Walmart. It's the same thing. It's just Bermuda and the waiters, waitresses, or whatever.
Except you can't get a burger for $2 in Bermuda.
That would be nice.